And today's video is all about how to activate your inner goddess, your goddess energy. Now, I've been getting lots of requests from my ladies to make more goddess energy videos, which I have a ton planned, and I have some other exciting things planned, so stay tuned for that. But for today, I'm going to give you some 5 easy steps to do it now, especially in light of current events, in light of just all the chaos outside in the world. We have to know when to tap in and go within and realize our true power comes from within. So without further ado, let's get on to tip number 1, which is release what doesn't serve you. This can include relationships, past hurt, pains, anger, resentment, things that stem from the past, limiting beliefs, habits, and fears. And the reason why we want to release what doesn't serve us is because when we are born whole and complete. We are born perfect. And as we go through life, we become conditioned, or our bad experiences begin to condition us into believing we're not whole, or we're not worthy, or we're not good enough, or that we are lesser than. So when we release and allow ourselves the space to release these things, we go further back to who we were, our goddess energy, our higher self. So the way I would recommend you can do this very simply is look at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror when you wake up in the morning, or anytime, especially when you're not feeling so good about yourself. Don't try to avoid or run away from your negative feelings or limiting beliefs or things that you know are holding you back. Face them. So the best way to face them is literally go and look at a mirror and look at yourself in the mirror. And as you look at yourself in the mirror, talk to yourself. Talk to yourself and identify what is holding you back. Say, Isabel, I'm not happy with the way I have been acting. I'm not happy with where I am in life. At least admitting you're not happy with where you are, or where you are mentally, or these things that you are doing, or the past. Speak it out loud and say it. I am not happy with this holding me back. I am not happy with this situation, and I want to change it. I want to release it. I am releasing the pain that is holding me back. I am releasing the hurt. I am releasing the resistance, the anger, the resentment. Because when we release it, we become free of it. So get into the habit of doing that every single morning. And don't be afraid. I know people say, I don't want to speak negative things, whatever. Don't be afraid. We have to do this shadow work, facing ourselves, so that we may release what is holding us back. Because if we don't, if we're not real with ourselves, and we're not real with our destructive or self-sabotaging behavior or thoughts or habits, we are going to continue being controlled by them. So look at yourself in the mirror and talk these things out. And don't look at yourself physically. Remember, this is just a physical meat suit, if you will. Your true essence and your true worth and your value are within. So identify those things that are holding you back mentally and emotionally. Don't look at the physical so much. That's just the physical, and the physical world is a distraction from what is truly important. That is your inner essence. You can release these things by energetically cutting ties with them. You can use affirmations such as, I am free of, or I am in control of my life. I am in control of these outcomes. I am in control. I have the power. Or you can say, I release them to God. I release them to the Creator. I release them to my higher self to take care of these things. They are not mine to hold. I release all that is not mine to hold. Or say, I free myself of this so that I may receive and come back to myself. I release these things so that I may come back to my true goddess essence. You can also, on a full moon, this is something that I love to do, or even on a new moon, if you're into astrology, write these things out, these limiting beliefs, these things that are holding you back, these things from the past that you no longer want in your life. Write them down on a sheet of paper and just burn the sheet of paper and release them. And use these affirmations saying, I release this and this. Understand that this practice is not about beating yourself up. It's not about getting angry at yourself for having limiting beliefs. We all have limiting beliefs. We all have things we have to heal from. We all have things that are holding us back energetically. This is not about shaming yourself or shaming anyone else. It's not about shame. It's about bringing these things to light so that you may dissipate them. And it's about shedding light lovingly on what isn't yours. Tip number 2 is to practice stillness and embrace quiet and solitude. The best way we can practice stillness is by tapping into our creative energy or our creative side. Now, a lot of people seem to think that, oh, just because I work in a STEM field or in engineering or medicine or something, I can't tap into my divine feminine, and that's not true. I'm not saying that. I mean that whenever you are at home and you're not working, that you allow yourself to do something that is with your hands. That's what I mean by creativity. I know a lot of people like to do work on the computer or have to do work on the computer. It's not about shaming. This is not about shaming at all. It's about allowing yourself to tap in with the creative, feminine force of creativity, because creation is very feminine. You know, everything in creation on earth is derived from the divine feminine, whereas the masculine is more work and protection and things like that. Simple way I say is painting, art, gardening, reading, building something. These things are ways that we can become present and in the moment. But not doing these things to be productive, but doing these things to bring you present into the present moment. Now, I also recommend meditating. I highly recommend that everyone meditates or prays or does something in silence and solitude for at least 10 to 20 minutes per day. Now, meditation has incredible health benefits, incredible mind benefits, and Nikola Tesla famously said spending time alone is essential for new inventions and things like that, for creativity. You don't constantly have to be go, doing. That's not the purpose of this. This purpose is to let go of all those things that you feel are grabbing at your attention, you know, the media, social media, all these things going on, and come back into your own space, wherever that may be, in your home or outside, wherever, but coming back and being still, being in this present moment. You could also ground yourself outside for 15 minutes. So what you do is you go stand on a patch of grass or dirt, just make sure you have no shoes on, and stand there for 15 minutes. This is really important for us to release also our heart center, to release any stress or tension or ions or energy that is bringing our vibration down. Always remember this, guys. Our vibration is naturally high. Often what brings our vibration down is not us, it's the things from the outside world that we are taking on as our own. So that's why it's important to have just a stillness or mindfulness practice. Remember, you don't have to be doing stuff or being productive all the time to be worthy or valuable. As you are right now, you are already worthy, you are valuable. Just allow yourself to be. Stop the doing and just be. Tip number 3 is to observe, not to judge. We live in a time where we are constantly seeing all this stuff, judgment. You know, people are fighting online or in person and all this stuff. You know, it's just constant bombarding of negative information and judgments, and this is bad, this is evil, these people are bad, you know. So that's us in the 3D. That is not tapping into your goddess energy, because your goddess energy is very calm. It just is. And the less judgment we practice on events and people or ourselves, the more we come back into that innate power. So when we observe and not judge events or people, current events, or ourselves, we observe them and just let them be, we become aware of a lot of things. We tap into that higher realm of consciousness, and you stop allowing those things external to you to affect your internal life, your inner peace, your inner home. And instead, you will learn from these events or these people or these things outside of you. It's not about taking them on. It's not about conforming yourself to the outside world. You create your inner reality, and thus the world outside begins to reflect that back to you. Law of Attraction 101, whatever you want to call it. But literally, we are creators. We create our reality. So instead of judging everything or thinking, oh my gosh, this happened, my life sucks, or I suck, or this is terrible, no. Just observe, let it be without judgment, and learn and discern. And this is super important. When something outside of you triggers you, or gets you upset, or riles up an emotion, a negative emotion in you, it's not about judging yourself. And it's not about going outside and saying, you shouldn't do this because it triggers me or it gets me angry. Instead of doing that, take a step back and ask yourself, why is this triggering me? What is this triggering inside of me? What kind of pains or past anger or frustration or hurts that I have dealt with in the past, or limiting beliefs? Which one of those is this event or this person triggering? And this is important because it allows us to heal. Again, we shed light on things so that we may heal from them. So this allows you to shed light on those things that are bringing you down so that you may heal.